Good morning, first graders. It is time for math, and I have page 222. If you need to pause the video and get page 222, that was the page that you were supposed to finish last night on your own. So I hope that you were able to do that. Let's check number 9. It says 4 friends want to share a sandwich. How can they cut the sandwich into 4 equal shares? Draw lines, color each share a different color. I cut mine into 4 pieces that were square. If you did 4 triangles by doing an X, that would also be correct. As long as there are 4 pieces and they are all equal, they're all the same size, because remember, we want everybody to get the same size of piece, right? Number 10, the 4 friends want to share a pie for dessert. How can they cut the pie into 4 equal shares? Draw lines and color each share a different color. Now for our pie, because it is a circle, there's really only one way we can cut it into 4 equal pieces, and that's by going down and across. Remember that yesterday we tried to cut a circle into 4 equal shares this way, and it did not work. You could have cut your sandwich this way also. If you did your sandwich up here, if you did it in 4 rectangles, that would have been okay also. But our pie, it has to be cut that way. That's the only way we can cut our circle into 4 equal shares. Okay, and our last one says, one friend only wants 1/2 of her granola bar. How can she cut her granola bar into halves? Draw a line to show 2 equal shares. Color each share a different color. I cut mine into 2 rectangles. You could have also cut it this way and made 2 square pieces that were equal. Or you could have cut it corner to corner and made 2 triangle pieces that were the same size. Any of those would have worked. All right, let's check our subtraction problems. This is just a review, and I know that they're all very easy for you. 10 minus 3, 7. 8 minus 8. I hope you remembered to subtract and not add. 0. 9 minus 1, 8. 6 minus 5, 1. 7 minus 5, 2. And 5 minus 4, 1. Well done. Today we're going to start the next page, and it is page 224. Now, 223 looks like this. This page is just for you to use your shapes to build different pictures on if you want to, and that can just be for fun later. But we're going to do the other side, which is page 224. And it looks like this. We are also going to use our shapes today. So if you will get your bag of shapes and dump them out on the table or desk, wherever you are sitting, we're going to have to find the shapes that will answer the questions. The first question says, build a square, use rectangles. So we can only use rectangles for this one. So let's sort our shapes out. Maybe we should sort them by triangles, squares, rectangles. Okay, should we sort them into different piles? Because we can only use rectangles for this one. And we want to get those oddballs out of there, right? So I'm going to put my squares, my triangles. Remember that a rectangle can be a square, but a square cannot be... Oh, I'm sorry. A square can be a rectangle, but a rectangle cannot be a square. See how silly I am already mixing that up. Okay, let's get those all sorted. And now it's going to be easier for us to build a square using rectangles. Let's practice a little bit. Let's see the rectangles I've got here. I wonder which two rectangles I could use to make a square. Are any of those rectangles the same size? Did you say the yellow and the green? Let's try it. If we put the yellow and the green one together, does that make a square? Is it the same size across as it is up and down? Yes. So your yellow and green rectangle put together would make a square. Okay, I don't want you to glue it down though because you might have to use it again, all right? Oh, you know what? It says to build and draw the shape, so that's what we need to do. We've already built it. Now we're going to draw it, and I'm actually just going to trace it. I'm going to hold those down. I'm going to trace around it like that. Trace up. Okay, I'm going to lift that one off so I can trace across the middle. All right, so I have now drawn my shape. Okay, our next one says build a rectangle with all sides the same length. A rectangle with all sides the same length. That would actually be a square, wouldn't it? Because if all the sides are the same length, it can still be called a rectangle, but it can also be called a square. But here's the tricky part. It says use triangles with a square corner. So we need to look at our triangle pile and we need to find the triangles that have square corners. Because remember, when we talked about that yesterday, some of them had square corners and some of them did not. So let's look at our triangles. Let's see. These orange ones, they do have a square corner. Okay, so we can put those over there. We might be able to use those. Okay. The green ones, they do not have a square corner. So we're going to put those little green ones over to the side. We're not going to use those. Let's see. Yes, these triangles do have a square corner. See that? So the green one and the blue one, they do have square corners. We might be able to use those. The purple one? No square corner. Nope, it's too skinny. How about this one? Oh yeah, this one has a square corner. See that? Yep. So that means that this blue one would also have a square corner. How about the red one? Is the corner... Oh, yeah, it is. Look, the corner is square. So that would mean that the yellow one would also have a square corner. So can you see if they form a square corner, they're going to look like that. They're going to form a square corner there. All right, so those are all of our triangles that form a square corner. It says build a rectangle with all sides the same length using triangles with a square corner. So we need it to be a rectangle, but we need all the sides to be the same length, which basically means that it's a square. So which ones of these could we use? If we put these two together, they do make a rectangle, but are all four sides the same length? No. Let's see, if we put these two together, Are all four sides the same length? Yeah, those are, right? How about these? If we put these together, are all four sides the same length? No, that's a tall, skinny rectangle. How about these? Are all four sides the same length? Yes. Let's use the red and the yellow. All right, I'm going to lay those on there. I have used triangles that have a square corner, right? Each of these triangles have a square corner, right? And they make a rectangle that has four sides that are all the same length. All right, let's draw it now. I'll lift that one up just so you can see that I used two triangles to make that. Okay, and our last one says build a rectangle with two short sides and two long sides and use triangles and rectangles to make it. I wonder how we could do that one. This way we used triangles and we have two sides that are long and two sides are short, but we also have to use a rectangle with it. I wonder if there's any of these rectangle shapes that we could put with it that would still make it. Oh, that makes it a square, doesn't it? I wonder if we put another one on there. Would that make it a rectangle? Yeah, so we used two triangles and two rectangles to make a new rectangle. Let's put those on our paper. Okay, we've got two triangles and two rectangles, and they made a new rectangle. And these two sides, this is a long side, and the bottom is a long side. It's kind of hard. When you're done, you can glue yours on if you want to, but right now we're just going to trace them. And then this one is a short side, and this one is a short side. Let's trace those there and there. Okay, we can fix our drawing up a little bit. So we used two triangles and two rectangles to make a new rectangle. You can now use your shapes, and you can use the back of your page, and you can just make different kinds of pictures with it if you want to. Maybe you want to make a bird. Maybe it would look something like that with the wings and the head. You could make a sun up in the sky with the yellow circle. You can use your shapes now and make all kinds of different pictures. If you want to glue them down, that's great. Or you can just keep them in your baggie and just play with them like a puzzle. Thanks for joining me for math today. See you next time. Bye.